Before I give my impression of this figure, Clampdown, aka White Sideswipe, yes, I am well aware a particular group from Hasbro from the Transformer Legacy line. So the backstory is there is sort of a line called the Diaclone Universe, and if you know your history of Transformer, before that's what it was called. It was actually called Diaclone in Japan, basically robot that transform, and they actually have a different color. So some of these Transformers that you notice that you might recognize have a different color because originally in Japan in the 80s, that's what the original color is. Sideswipe is actually called Clampdown in the Diaclone Universe. So I am well aware of the history. I do follow it. But in the impression, I kind of make sort of a joke that, hey, look, it's a white Sideswipe. Because to some extent that people may be a fan of Transformer because in the West, everybody knows it. It's synonymous. Believe it or not, even in my home country, Transformer is popular. To some extent, Diaclone, not so much from what I heard. But yeah, Diaclone still exists. They sort of did a reboot, but that'll be a different story. So anyway, I just want to make this note that yes, I am well aware of the color, the idea behind it, that what Hasbro's doing in the Transformer Legacy line, that Clampdown is the original Sideswipe in Japan in the Diaclone line. Hello guys, NautoAis here, and I'm gonna give my impression of this particular collectible, and that is Transformers Velocitron Speedia 500 Collection Diaclone Universe Clampdown. Technically, it's a white Sideswipe. You know what it is. Yes, it's a police car, so you're probably thinking robot in disguise in 2001. Proud that anime Transformer with a fire Optimus Prime, but that's a different story there. I got it for, let's see the price. There you go, $8. So yes, so for Transformer expert collectors, this is an actually old toy. It's been like since 2020. Why now in a Ross? Off season, chances are it wasn't selling until it's cheap. If you're a Transformer expert or a collectible toy expert, then you know it's probably going to worth money in way long run. Even if they're open, it's a different story there, but you get it if you're a toy expert. With that said, there you go, Transformer Legacy line. It's one of those like Transformer from different shows. You just put them in one series. Makes sense. Multiverse of madness. You know that. There it is. It's a white Sideswipe. You know it is. Here's the back side. Lamborghini. Do they still exist? And then the word Diaclone is based on a Japanese toy line before it became Transformer. You want to know about that? There's a YouTuber by the name of Chris McFeely, and he's an expert when it comes to Transformers, especially the history, how it was created. Check him out if you have a chance. So there you go. 16 step to transform him. Okay, I'm old and transforming is not really my expertise, but with that said, here's what it looks like. So I'm gonna open this and I'm gonna give my impression about it, especially if it's easy to transform or not. So I'll be right back. I gotta give props to Hasbro to some extent. The newer boxes that was released in 2022 to 2023, and of course beyond, they stopped doing this because it's really ridiculous, because anybody can just touch the toy, and maybe some of them have, well, I hate to say it, but dirty hands, if I say myself. So thank goodness they stopped doing this. I know they removed the plastic to save the planet. Yes, Captain Planet will be happy for Hasbro, whatever, but thank goodness they got it back. There's always plastic, or just put a full box. Stop doing this. It's just hokey, in my opinion. Stop it. And here it is. This is how the transforming instruction manual. Yeah, it looks complicated, not gonna lie, but we're gonna see. I'm gonna try it to see if I can transform this fella. So here's what it looks like. Transformer fans, you know what I'm talking about there. Yep. And I'm back. So I have to admit, this guy's not really hard to transform. Took time, but it is what it is. But you gotta give props to Hasbro now. A lot of these Transformer toys are articulated. Elbow, wrist, knee, and head, even torso to some extent. So they are now articulated. I remember those G1 Classic in the 80s. They're not really articulated, but of course, with technology, a lot of these Transformers are now more articulated. It depends on which one you have. If you have a Transformer that's a Duplo, maybe not so much, but this type, age 10 and up. They are easy enough to transform for some of it, not all of it. Again, it depends on which one. You can just see it on YouTube. Especially if you have a Beast War transformer, they're so hard. So anyway, this one, sculpture not bad. Yes, it is just a white colored Sideswipe police car. And again, if you watch Transformer Robot in Disguise or in Japan Car Robot, Prowl, he's a Lamborghini, but he probably transformed differently than this one. This one mostly, if I remember, had the classic Sideswipe. It is sort of like that. You twist the torso for the feet, and then the chest, you put it down, there's the head. So I have to admit, this is not a bad toy. Again, it is $8. Usually a lot of these things are like either between $10 to $20, depends on which one. But like I said, surprisingly, when it was first released in 2020, the MSRP was, I'm gonna guess, $10, or heck, maybe even $15. Nobody's buying them, but of course lower the price. Off season, you got a different story. You got even scumbag buying a lot of this thing. I mean, well, what can you do? First sales law. It's an old toy. They're off season. What can you do? It's just kind of dickish. But again, can't do anything about that. If you remember the Amiibo in 2015, a bit of different story, but it's sort of the same thing. First sales law. It's a double-edged sword. So with that said, like I said, not bad toy. Diaclone. I have no idea why it's a Diaclone series, but again, it's just a plastic toy, articulated. This was easy to transform, so I give it props. I give it a 4-star. There you go. Diaclone, clamp trap, clamp hoof, whatever. It's a white Sideswipe. You know, that's what it is. Anyway, with that, I'll see you guys later.